Yo, Tony, June 26th, 2014, right?
Yeah, it's
Thursday.
It's definitely the end of June. We're at the Mystery School, getting ready to play some songs. Well, not exactly songs.
Yeah. I think we should. I think the last jam session that we had with Kevin, I think we stayed almost all improv the whole night, huh? Except maybe the last song we did one of your tunes.
We did one song, yeah.
Tonight that might be fun to go back to the olden days and go through like the Your Religion, the Devil's Highway.
Yeah.
Maybe open up, jam out.
I didn't set up a mic, but we can still play the songs.
I think in there, if we can kind of tone it down, like we'll pay attention to the dynamics, of when you start singing, and we'll try to bring down the volume.
We don't have a vocal mic set up.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, well,
we're going vocal.
I say you still sing in the room at least, and then we'll have the experience.
We can try it,
and then we'll just have to pretend when we listen back on it that Tony's singing it. It'll be the karaoke track to the sing along.
Yeah, I mean we could do we'll do the instrumental versions, I guess.
Yeah. I'm down. I like those tunes. They're worth cultivating further,
Yeah. Well, why don't you bring us into the story of the Mystery School?
Yeah, the story of the Mystery School. Wow, man, it's been fun. Like, this is Dustin here. My name is Dustin.
I'm Tony.
That's Tony over there. Dustin. I play the drums.
I'm Tony. I play the guitar, and barely can play the organ, which I do. Still.
He does the organ. I play the flesh organ once in a while, not while I'm here. But anyhow, Tony's my really good friend. We just met by happenstance and became close friends. Musical, creators together, like-minded spirits in the wonders of, I guess, what life is. And it's been a kind of a fun project, making music, hanging out, doing the Mystery School stuff.
The Mystery School.
And I like it. I mean, I think, Tony, we've done a lot of different musical like groups or just jam with a lot of different people, and I'd have to say, at least personally for me, this has been one of the, if not the most fulfilling for me.
Most fulfilling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go straight to the fulfilling, because it is. I mean, music is an interesting beast. I mean,
yeah. Well, what we've been doing is we've been recording basically every time we play, and it's fairly lackluster, but we do the best with what we have at the time. We're always upgrading the equipment. So every time we play, we set up and record, and it's I guess it's kind of fun to listen back and see what you actually played.
Capture each moment. And didn't we always kind of say like the quantity over quality, right?
Quantity
do the best
over
with
quality.
What you have, like just do it. That lo-fi way, it's kind of that endearing sound.
You don't get enough people going with quantity over quality. Well, actually, in a way, that's how the world is going now, but not in the Mystery School way.
No, we're trying to bring back that simple kind of just grassroots, bring back the 60s, the 70s, just big, one mic, two mics on the drums, mic in the room, and just play, record live, and just kind of see what happens.
Well, that's not exactly the whole case, because we got 3 mics on the drums tonight, and then we got 2 guitar amps, Marshall JCM 800 with a EV 635 on it. It's like a old, small, like weird little microphone. And then
so you got the 635 mic. Is that on your Marshall cab? Because Tony splits up.
Yeah, that's
his
on the
cabs,
Marshall.
2 cabs, right? So
the Marshall's got the 635 EV. It's like a pawn shop special, $30 out the door. It's a cool mic though. It's an old broadcast mic, and then I got the Vox AC30 with the SM57. Pretty standard, but I like it. So
using two speakers with 2 separate mics. So you running
4
those
speakers, 2 mics, 2 amps.
And you running those speakers, is one channel clean, one dirty? Are you doing it for the stereo? One's left, one's right? How do you work?
In this case today, they're both pretty similar. I'm just splitting it at the reverb pedal I have, so
gotcha.
Yeah, they're pretty much getting the same signal. They're both. The Marshall's a little dirtier.
Runs hot.
but it's not super dirty.
Yeah. But I mean, recording everything has kind of been a neat experience. Just getting it down, getting that quality over quantity right. Like I always thought, too much thinking leads to bad choices, right? So we're leaving the thought out of it, just kind of going with that first instinct.
Well, we're thinking some though.
We're using that applied thought that we've learned through our years of going through projects, doing rigorous practice, being musicians, playing with different people, and we've kind of applied that learned knowledge into kind of our unconscious just reaction of doing it naturally now, doing it with a lot of thought, but kind of with that first instinct without overthinking it and making a bad decision.
Yeah, I mean
trademark. That's a trademark term by me. You cannot steal it. June 26th.
You can steal it. If you steal it and Dustin comes after you, I'll hold him back.
To use.
I say blow it up, man.
Blow it up, yeah. You just have to give a shout out and say, hey, I mean, I'm paying it forward. I'm paying it forward. I heard this from some cool dudes somewhere who were talking about the simplicity of making music, and yeah. So, anyways, back to the
story.
Back
of
to the story.
School.
Yeah, it is a story, huh?
So yeah, about three or 4 weeks ago, we recorded with Kevin. We did this same format. We talked into microphones before. We played music for like 45 minutes, talked a little after. And this is a continuation of that. Like we did that, listened to it and decided like, yeah, you know what? I think we will go forward with this. We'll do it.
Well, it was a confirmation that it wasn't a bad idea. We explored some interesting thoughts. We always thought it'd be interesting to hear musicians talk about that pre-music preparation, whatever they do, and kind of reflect on it afterwards, and then also capture that just in the moment jam, of people not trying to do anything for anyone else. It's nothing rehearsed and just kind of throwing yourself out there with that raw shit. We thought it would be cool to hear. So in having that lack of supply for what we demanded, we decided to kind of do it ourselves and, maybe capture what we were doing each day musically.
Yeah, it's the musician version of a podcast, really.
Yeah, exactly.
I listen to podcasts all the time, and it's just like a couple of guys in a garage talking about whatever.
Yeah, some funny dudes, some cool comedians.
Yeah, but this is
they interview musicians, and have them on the show, but we thought maybe, hey, get it from where the interviewees can actually be the musicians. Yeah, they're not. It's very funny. Maybe you'll laugh at them instead of with them.
Yeah, but maybe they'll play some great music.
Yeah, and that's what we want to hear, that raw moment, maybe that raw emotion that you may capture when someone just, is having that pure moment. That's what we want to capture.
We didn't mention about having guests yet, did we?
No, we haven't, but as a continuation of our last episode, the first one, that was fun, Tony, to have Tony's old friend, your old friend,
Kevin Sensor, the funk dispenser.
Yeah, and we always thought as we created this, Tony and I became a pretty solid duo, and all of our early recordings are just the two of us, and we thought, hey, we're becoming a good backbone, so maybe we could have some other featured musicians or friends of ours that we could bring in from some circles that had some different styles of music that maybe were different from ours or even the next guest that would be on, and just jam with them as a 3-4 piece, whatever. And it's been pretty cool. We've met some interesting people. We've made songs. We've made jams. We've had all kinds of different sounds. And Kevin's been one of those people on the bass that he's been back regularly. And he was our first guest on the podcast that we call Noisecast.
Yeah, I don't know. I threw out that Noisecast word, but I think I'm going back to podcast.
And I've jumped on it and stuck with it. Technically, I guess it's a podcast, but we make noise and music, so you can call it whatever you want.
It's not going to be on your iPod necessarily. It could be on your Android, so
it'll be on something one of these days.
So after last week, or whatever, 3-4 weeks ago, whenever that was, the last...
Yeah, we're trying to do it every other week. Once a week would be nice, when time permitting. Hey, we work full time. We have families. we're fathers, husbands, workers, and we do this in our spare time with our love for music and just being friends and knowing that is something we need as a good creative release for us, and it helps us in our other areas.
So yeah, but this week we have an upgrade. We have an actual reel-to-reel machine.
Yes.
Last time was like a Tascam 424 MK2 cassette multi-track recorder.
Old school.
Like what
cassette tape.
What your band probably would have recorded on in like the mid 90s if you're like trying to make some garage demos.
Mid 90s, mid 80s, yeah.
Now we have moved up to early 70s 4-track reel-to-reel. So I guess, I don't know what this thing would have been used for.
We'll see. We'll put that out there. I mean, we would like to comment on it, give each other feedback. We'd like to hear other people's feedback. That's why we put it out there. Let's see. Does the reel-to-reel sound better than the recording of the cassette last week?
We're not even going to be putting out the tape
knows?
ones anymore.
We'll see.
We're putting out this is technically the first episode we're putting out.
Oh, gotcha. So we're going to reserve the old cassette tape recordings for...
The old one is saved for the archive.
I've always talked about that, the trunk archives, and we'll bring those out one of these days. I like it. It sounds good. I like tape. I like the idea of magnetism, capturing magnetism. As humans, we're magnetic beings, right? Everything here is magnetic. So I think we've talked about this before, Tony and I, just about capturing that magnetic space in the room. It captures more than just the music or the sounds. It may capture the moment, right? The thick air, as the Grateful Dead say.
Maybe that you can get the thick air. I don't know.
Get that thick air. That's what we're trying for. The thick air, right? It's heavy. It's deep. It's deep.
The story of the tape machine is kind of cool, though.
That is really cool.
The tape machine I got. I've been looking for a while for a tape machine, scouring Craigslist only, basically. And they turn up every now and then, some decent, some not. Had it lined up to pick up one, fell through.
A Craigslist bust.
But so I went and saw this comedian Dean Delray, who is hilarious.
Awesome, man. That guy is just fucking awesome.
And then
funny dude, you gotta check him out.
Yeah, him and Nick Youssef. And
both some hilarious. Good dudes.
And then
at the Laugh Factory, right?
No, at the Punchline.
The Punchline.
Arden, Sacramento.
There we go. Hey, a little further up north.
So then after the show, I was talking to them. They're both really cool guys, hanging out with them, and then
That was the first show, right? Friday night.
That was Thursday night.
Thursday night.
So ended up the next day getting lunch with them, and then we went out like record shopping, and we went to like 4 different record stores, just like
downtown Sac.
Yeah, downtown Sac. We were just digging vinyl all day.
Nice. That's an art form, man. Digging the vinyl, knowing what you're looking for.
It's fun,
it's an art.
Man. It's nothing better than digging vinyl with a couple guys. It's fun.
A couple cool dudes.
Yeah, I got the band In Cahoots. What else did I got? Got Grateful Dead, In the Dark, I think. Got Jerry Garcia, the Garcia album, all in very good condition. But so we're digging records, and then at the last record store we go to, they have like old pinball machines, like old jukeboxes, lots of records. They had some old receivers, and then I see in the back corner, like kind of hiding out, an old 4-track reel-to-reel. And then I was like, "That's what I've been looking for, man."
The lights in the corner shining on it just right, coming through the window, and just the light shining on it, and it's just sparkling, and you can hear the angels.
It was underground in a basement, like how your records should be
dark.
stored. So
Satan was
any kind of solar flare comes, your records are still in good shape. So I find the 4-track machine. It's like in perfect condition. I talked to the guy. He says if it doesn't work for me, he can bring it back. So I picked the thing up, brought it back.
So this is when you were hanging out with Dean and Youssef, and just randomly found this.
Just stumbled upon it.
This reel-to-reel that we'd kind of been searching for, and it just presented itself. How cool was this? Did you have to like fight people over it once they saw it?
No.
Did you and the dudes have to like draw straws on who was able to purchase?
No, it's an old reel-to-reel. Nobody really wants them. You just have to find the ones that still exist.
So the comedian dudes, though,
nobody wants.
They're smart enough to know, like, hey, I'm not even fucking with this, man. Like, though it's funny watching you have to deal with it now.
Yeah, I mean, what? The only thing you could really do with the reel-to-reel, which are great things, and I think people should be doing them, but nobody cares to do it. Excellent for dubbing your vinyl. You hook up your reel-to-reel and you dub your vinyl, and you got like a nice analog reproduction of your vinyl. And which that's what these. I have a bunch of old tapes that have been pre-recorded, and that's what they are. Man. Like somebody's like favorite vinyl.
That's
mixes
a lost art.
Reel-to-reel. Oh, definitely the lost art of making a reel-to-reel.
Like you talk about a mixtape being just old school classic. Think about a mixed vinyl.
Imagine what you could do to a woman's heart if you just pulled out a reel-to-reel
from vinyl.
If she had a player.
Yeah, you'd have to probably, the majority of the ladies out there, you'd have to gift that from vinyl to reel mixtape. You'd have to give her a reel-to-reel to play it on, and possibly a record player to play the originals.
If any woman hears this with the reel-to-reel, that's so great.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know that might be the woman for you if she's got a reel-to-reel. I mean, hey,
I only know one other person with a reel-to-reel, probably. Kevin, I was here.
Yeah, I think you are the only two that I know.
So yeah, I got the reel-to-reel back. It worked.
Set it up. Worked perfect.
It runs.
Sounded great.
You guys are going to hear
Simon and Garfunkel records through it, and we were just rocking the house.
The first record I grabbed out of my stack, I didn't know what it was. I just put it on. Sonny and Cher. I got you, babe.
There you go.
Excellent. But
bringing back the hits.
Later on,
in memory of Casey Kasem.
Later on, I had Runaway, Dion, or whatever. Or no, Del Shannon, Runaway.
Yeah, that's
a good one.
Yeah.
You know it?
No, that's one that nobody knows.
You know it. If you heard it, you know it.
Yeah. If you heard it, you would know it. But
I think a lot of people know it.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people probably do. But I have no idea what I'm talking about to say that because, of course, if I heard it, I may recognize it, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about with that name. Can you hum it for us? You sing it for us? Give us a melody and see if we can bring it back.
It wasn't quite exactly like that. I kind of screwed it up, but yeah.
It was a good effort. I was rocking out. I didn't recognize it though. Did they whistle?
In the sun, tears are falling, and I hear the pain. Wishing you were here with me. You know?
No.
My little runaway, run away. You know?
There we go.
Yeah.
And everybody says, "There it is."
Yeah, Runaway.
Good one.
So that was on there.
Wow. It sounds good, huh? Listening to that, it sounds great. It brings you back.
It's not like Del Shannon's in the room with you, but you can almost hear the lady who dropped the needle on the record.
You can. It's like, that's why they call it the reel with the reel. But you have to bring back the A. I mean, and you just bring a whole nother reel added to the reel, and you just it is real. REAL, real. The reel, the EEL.
A lot of people don't know this, but the sun, the Earth is the take-up reel of the sun. If you
hold on, what did you say?
The Earth is the take-up reel of the sun. If you want to talk analog,
the take-up reel,
the take-up reel of the sun. You know the take-up reel, right? That you got your main reel with your tape on it, and then the take-up reel is the reel where all the tape goes onto.
The smaller one orbiting by.
And if you're a real guru, then you're an analog guy, you know that the Earth is the take-up reel of the sun, and the moon is the capstan.
Wow. Hey, I mean, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. I mean, what's your other group, the Constellations?
I made all this up, but I do know what I'm talking about because I made it up myself.
Well, you know, that's an interesting, because all that stuff plays into that magnetism and that analogy of a tape and the Earth and the sun. And, the Schumann resonance, that's another cool thing. Like that's how this whole thing came to be. Like one of those weird conversations talking about the Schumann resonance and how all that Wi-Fi is fucking up the
bees,
harmony and the vibration of the earth.
I know the Wi-Fi isn't cool to the bees. Well, I've heard, but what do I know?
It bugs me, man. I don't know. It affects my Schumann resonance. Who knows? I'll buy into that shit. I think vibration and all that stuff, it's important. I mean, we forget about that stuff, but that's all the stuff that, 99.9% of the shit that we can't see that's right there that affects it, and hey, let's go apply that to some jams, right? That's what we're here to do, ultimately.
Let's jam it out, my friend.
We'll talk about it. Let's go play. Hey, man. Yeah, signing off.
We're heading in.
Let's go jam, Tony. stoked that I met you, Tony. I mean, hey, this is cool. Not everybody, around these parts or any parts can find, good friends, multiple good friends. I'm blessed with good friends, good family, good wife, awesome fucking kids. Tony's an awesome fucking friend. And hey, one fucking rare breed, and we can play music. So hey, cheers to you, my dude.
All right. Well, thank you.
So hey, man, we're back, Tony. Like, it's nice to have a break after that jam session. It's pretty cool, man. We're out here. It's about 8:20.
Yeah.
I mean, the summer solstice just happened. It's one of the longest days of the year.
Still bright out.
Still bright out.
It's an excellent day, really.
Excellent, beautiful
Couldn't
day.
really be any better.
We're way ahead of schedule with our usually jam, our setup and tweaking on the setting up the sounds and micing shit up. I mean, so it's cool. We've done a whole reel tape, and we're out here taking a break, and we're gonna go back and lay it down again, right?
Let's hear this story you wanted.
Yeah, I wanted to come out here and just we're gonna have a smoke break, and I wanted to tell a story to all you smokers out there and temporary smokers. I mean, me personally, with my smoking journey, I'm a runner. I like to smoke. I'm healthy. I'll go through that time of not smoking for years, and then I'll smoke for a few months and not smoke for years. But hey, the other night, man, I was at the fucking NASCAR. Get this, NASCAR, man. I used to make fun of that shit. NASCAR is fucking. I used to be a football. Like, hey, football. I still love football, my Raiders, but NASCAR. My wife, I met her. I turned her on to football. She never watched football. She turned me on to NASCAR. I never watched that. Made fun of it, but it's the ultimate sport of science and competition. Anyways, that's another story. But we were there on the RV camping. We ate some beautiful, wonderful vegetables that had me thinking in a different light, and like everybody had gone to sleep, and I was out there just up on the fucking mountains in Sonoma, just reflecting, on how beautiful fucking life is. Looking at the bay up there, just excited the night before the big race. And I was with my dad, my father-in-law, my dad, my wife, the four of us. And it was fucking awesome, man. It was fucking cool. So I got the tiki torches going. I'm just sitting out there in the fucking camping chair by myself. Light up a beautiful American Spirit, all organic, natural tobacco cigarette, And it just tastes so good. And I mean, I start thinking, like, when you're inhaling this breath, I mean, Buddha, Gandhi, all those people, man, like, they tell you want to breathe, right? You want to breathe it in. Inhale, hold it, blow it out, And I started thinking, holy shit, I've been trying to meditate, expand my mind all this time and breathe, and it's difficult to meditate, people. Man, fuck, it's fucking hard, right? We're ADD, all this shit. But anyway, sitting down in my fucking, expanded state of mind, thinking just, hey, man, having that cigarette, that's a meditative break, and just breathe it in, all right, smoke. And I was looking at the bright orange cherry of my cigarette out there in the fucking dark. It was fucking beautiful, like the city and the bay, and the stars were fucking bright, and I was by myself, and the tiki torches were glowing, and I was just zoning in on that fucking, the tip of my butt, and it was just fucking tip of my butt, and it was just fucking glowing, and I would stare at it, and just me in it, and I would take a deep drag, and I would think, like, breathe in deep and hold it, and I was just staring at it and just going, man, the Native Americans had it right. I mean, sitting there, you're smoking, living the life around the campfire, talking about, your creation stories, passing down where you came from, breathing in the smoke,
Who are you passing down
to your children, to your friends?
Passing it down right then?
No, not then, but I was reflecting in this moment. But I was by myself out there, but I was thinking, like, breathing in the tobacco, how it's a heritage. Like, why do people still smoke in these days where it's so fucking unhealthy? So fucking nasty. And, those American cigarettes with all the additives and bullshit. But if you can find some good growing tobacco, once in a while, everything in moderation, and reflect and breathe it in and feel that sensation of being a human fucking being, man. And breathe that in. It helps you to breathe. So anyways, off the tangent and back to where I was alone, sitting out there just staring at my cherry, the cigarette butt, and just breathing in and going, wow, like, this is a meditative state. And I was meditating, and I was zoning in, and like, I felt my third eye opening, and I was glowing, probably. Who knows? I didn't know, or even.
You're probably not glowing, but
Well, hey, I didn't
like it.
That's why I say who knows, because I didn't even think it until all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the wind. It's been windy up there in the Sonoma Hills by the bay all weekend. It was the third night. I hadn't seen one of these the entire time I was there. I had my hood on. It was fucking cold out there. A hood on, a beanie. Then all of a sudden, I was in my deepest meditative state, breathing that in, experiencing it, justifying like why I'm fucking killing myself in this moment in moderation to smoke the cigarette, and going, hey, focusing on that button. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a moth comes flying into my hood. Boom. Not towards the tiki torches, not towards the barbecue, not towards anything.
Your cigarette.
Towards my third eye.
No,
towards my forehead. No, that glow, the glow of the cigarette, which wasn't near my forehead. It was like, you see this? What's that, 2 feet away from me? And I was staring at it. And the tiki torches were going on either side of me. We hadn't seen a moth all weekend.
No chances he was doing a swoop for the cigarette and nailed your face instead.
I don't know. No, probably. I say anything's possible. And in my state of mind I was at that moment, I started thinking, hey, anything's possible. But isn't this odd? So I started thinking the deeper shit of like, in my meditative state, maybe my third eye was glowing. Like my forehead was emitting this light. And out of nowhere, in the wind, this lone moth made its way under my hood, towards my fucking third eye, towards my forehead, flapping around in my eye, towards my glow and my one state. In that exact moment, I was in that meditative state, staring and thinking. It came to my forehead instead of all the other light around. What do you think about that? I don't know. It's possible either way that it's bullshit, but it was kind of cool, and I believed it in that moment.
As well, your guru, you know what he would have done? He would have slapped you with the broom and been like, you let that moth distract you from your meditation.
Only for a second. I swatted it away, and it did not return. But I think it did distract me from it.
Well, then he would probably complain about you abusing animals.
No, it wasn't like I didn't hit it. I just kind of, like, it distracted me from my meditation, so it's kind of like, get out of this place. But it also it validated that I didn't know I was in a meditative state or even think about this story until that moth fucking came out of nowhere, and I started thinking, this is the first thing I've seen all fucking weekend. In the wind, man. In the wind.
The moth, created you to think it was a story. Like, you were just living your life, and then the moth hit you, and you're like, now, I have a story now.
You think it was intentional? Like, the moth passed this story along to me?
To you?
No, it didn't seem that at all. Like, it was just a moth, like, doing its dumb shit towards light.
But that was...
And it was trying to fly towards my fucking forehead, dude.
That gave you this plot, though, right? This moth.
Yeah, that moth gave me that plot for sure.
So the moth...
I would have never thought about my third eye glowing while thinking about it.
Nailing you at this one time gave you this idea.
It did, yeah, because I've never been in a meditative state. I've thought about it, I've read about it, but I'm too ADD to do that. But in that moment, I think in that state of mind I was in, all healthy on vegetables and just reflecting on the beauty and love of the fucking planet. I mean, I thought about it for a second, and I was going, hey, this moth came out of fucking nowhere, man, and wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be fucking cool? If we're talking about this magnetism and real to real, if this thing came out of nowhere for my fucking third eye glowing, maybe. It's 50% bullshit and 50% possible. And I like to live in a world where anything is fucking possible.
I don't want to discourage people though from, making their third eye glow because they're gonna get hit in the face with moths.
It's not a bad thing. It's kind of like a validation thing of your buddy going, man, you were zoned out, dude. You were truly meditative. And I was going, wait, really? I was? Because I didn't think I was. But from validation, sometimes all you need.
Everyone's going to need to start meditating in bug tents because your third eye is just going to be so bright that these moths are just going to
That would be amazing. That means you were very skilled at it.
Avatar style.
Have you heard the story, though, of the monks that they would put wet towels on their backs? And they could meditate so hard that they would actually dry the towels off, and the towels would start steaming on their backs.
Was it so hard or so long?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't too long at all. They would just sit there and they would think on it, and the towels would start steaming, and pretty soon they would dry it with just their meditative state and the warmth of them being in that meditative state. So if I got a bunch of moths flying in my fucking third eye, validating to me that I can fucking meditate like a fucking motherfucker.
You can dry a towel, I agree.
And if breathing in whatever it is that you are to help you to focus on breathing.
And if it dries the towel, better yet.
Yeah, wet towel is never good, man. Don't forget to bring your towel. You got to always come prepared with your towel.
Why not just meditate after your shower and not even need the towel?
That would probably be more fulfilling. But hey, sometimes you need like discomfort to validate like the truth of what's going on around you. Discomfort leads to comfort, and pain shows you what feeling good is like, right? Bad shows you what good is, and good shows you what bad is, and bad leads to good, right? Hey, you never know.
This kind of reminds me of that Paula Abdul song, Opposites Attract, right?
Opposites attract. In my saying right here, though, I was going opposites kind of validate, right? Sometimes, and that's what you need when you're in that deep thought. Sometimes you need that validation, whether it's a good friend, a fucking moth that flies into your third eye.
Yeah.
Sometimes all you need to make that synchronicity, to make it really sink in, is that little validation along the way. So, brother Tony out there, like, hey, validate your fellow man out there, your fellow moth, with their thoughts and ideas, because you never know where it could lead their next thought to, right?
Validate them.
Validate it. We are the validators. So, man, I'm ready. I'm excited to go jam and see where we're going. I mean, round 2, fucking ready?
Round 2, let's go jam.
Let's do this, man. Shaking a string. Woo! Even though I won't take too big of a drink. Hey, we're rolling. There we go. cheers on tape or on reel, yeah. It's been real, man.
Real.
Yeah, cheers. All right. It's the hoppy party. So what's the plan, my man? What's for the last song? All right. So yeah, I mean, hey, Tony, I mean, that was fucking awesome. I mean, we're back. I mean, that jam was fun. I mean, we're just back out here reflecting the summer solstice a few days after. It's like 9:22, dark sky. Just
we're right in the middle. Yeah, like very close to half
nice.
Christmas, something like that.
Yeah, I mean June 26th. I mean,
yeah, June, right in the middle, hot.
And it's kind of like the few days after the longest day of the year. I mean, it's still bright. Not bright out, I shouldn't say, but I mean the dark hue. We know what to do. We had a great jam session. I mean, usually we'd only put down about 45 minutes on cassette tape. Tonight we went through like 2 good reel-to-reel tapes, just feeling the flow, doing the bull dance.
We did maybe a little over an hour of music. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting more efficient to where, like, you know, we're getting more and more gear here, so we don't have to transport more and more. So as we're leaving it set up, we're getting set up quicker. You know, we've had a few different like audio talking reflection sessions in between 2 different jam sessions where previously we did one. I mean, this is fucking cool, man. Just hanging out, jamming with you.
This is the real deal. Yeah, we got 2 mixers. 10 microphones going for the production.
We're going all out.
We're doing the real deal.
As we talked about simplicity before, but hey.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We're trying. We got 2 mics out here doing the digital through the 8-track recorder.
Yeah, we're going
all mics inside.
All analog except
for the voice, right?
Well, no, at the end it's going on the internet, so then it goes digital.
Yeah, it has to, right? I mean, but hey, like we said, Morgan Freeman, he likes to talk onto tape.
You know,
when I was a child.
I don't know if that's true.
Looking into the universe, I think
Have you heard anything about that? He likes tape?
Hey, no, I didn't at all, but it just
Did you make it up? Or
I made it up myself.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's possible he likes it,
but he might have made it up.
Yeah, we make up a lot of shit. We sense a lot of shit. I mean, but it's been fun. I mean, thanks for jamming with me, Tony. I mean, it's cool, like, being with good friends, like, just we throw ourselves out there in the jam, and you need a good friend to do that because you're just all exposed right there. You're just going at it. You're not afraid to fuck up. You're just doing your fills, your licks, your riffs, whatever. And I mean, and you know that it's gonna be okay, you know. And it's just been cooler how this Mystery School thing has just progressed. It's gotten more and more challenging, more and more enjoyable, and we've gotten better and better each time we play. I mean, it's great, man. Pretty soon we're going to be finishing each other's sentences, right? What the fuck, man? I don't know either. This is cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a battle. Is it a battle for you?
It is. That's the fun of it, right? We talked about that challenge. It's the battle, your challenge. Like, this fucking sucks, man. Oh, this is fucking cool. Shut the fuck up, man. This isn't cool. Like, what the fuck? You know, like, man, you go everywhere when you just free form jamming, and it's great.
You definitely, go to some places where, like, shouldn't be playing anything ever again. And then
at the same time, I mean, hey.
Then you get to some parts where you're like, oh, I guess I can play music.
You can associate it when you get into that groove in music. It's the fucking zone. Like you're Michael Jordan hitting 3-pointers. You can't miss. And when you can go outside your body and, like, watch yourself from a different perspective outside yourself, you're just on fire and you can jam. And then as soon as you start watching, you go back in yourself trying to do it, and it's just a mess, man. Like, you just come back in and you're Dikembe Mutombo or Shaquille O'Neal trying to shoot a fucking free throw. And that groove of the Michael Jordan's coming back. Hey, Van's here. And Mia. Hey, Van. Hey. You want to come say hi? So Van's here. Tony's awesome son. And Mia is the lovely lady. They got back after the jam session. And it's nice, man. It's just a cool night. You know, Van, I mean, he's the man. Tony's son, he's musically inclined. He comes in. He's going to be a guest on the show.
Where did you just come from?
I know.
Where were you at?
I don't know.
Where'd you come from, Van?
I come to some...
Did you see any bands tonight?
Yep.
Oh.
What did you see?
I see the...
Did you see a band tonight? Your grandpa playing some music tonight? Who'd you see?
I see Granddad.
Granddad?
I see it. I see it.
You saw Granddad play some music? He was playing on the keyboard. And did you see the drums?
Nope. I see the organ
The organ.
and the accordion.
Oh, your grandpa played the organ and the accordion?
Yeah.
Were you dancing? Did you sing at all?
Yep.
Did you sing along? Were there songs that you recognized?
Yeah.
You knew the music? That's pretty cool. So, Van, do you remember that time where we were playing music in there and you were sitting on my lap and you were drumming and your dad was playing music and Kevin was on the bass and we were playing the Grateful Dead song, Deal, that you like, and you were drumming to it. Remember that? What do you think about that? Playing music with your dad. Was that pretty cool?
Yep.
You were doing a drum solo, huh?
We're doing a drum solo.
Yes, you were. You were doing a drum solo? Man, he's got skills. And he was singing, too.
What's your favorite band?
Your top three. Maybe just a few.
What you do with that?
Just what's your favorite song?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
No, okay. You want to say
What's your favorite band? The Mystery School? Deal?
Black one. Can you have a black one?
I have a black one. I have a black spit guard. And your dad has an orange spit guard. You see that? Where'd you get that necklace?
say Mystery School?
Mystery School, signing out. Hey, Van. Van, can you say Mystery School signing out? After you show me your cool necklace?
Go.
Mystery School signing out. You gotta say that. Mystery School signing out. Mystery School.
Signing out.
Yeah. All right. Boop. Boop. Discontinue.